I had a look at the Adelaide Fremantle game yesterday, and Adelaide a very, very good team.
They are, and they're efficient inside their forward half of the ground. So when they go in, they score the most, more than anybody. You got players like that man there, Rochelle, Tex hit the scoreboard. Phil Thorpe has been really good the last 2 weeks. You got Rankin. So they've got 4 players that you just can't leave alone, and they're exciting. They've got the height, they've got the ground level play at the moment, and they are going places. Kane, I was surprised at the start of the year how much you were talking Adelaide up, but they're showing exactly why.
No, they're a good team, Brownie, in all facets. When the opposition have the ball, they're ferocious to get it back off them, and they've now got some real method around the ball. I want to take a look at the numbers yesterday. This is a smashing of a team that played finals last year, Fremantle, plus 46 disposals, beat them up in contested ball, beat them up in the loose ball gets, and I want to speak about the ground ball gets, because Phil Walsh would have been looking down. He would have been that proud of his old side because they smashed Fremantle around the ball. Let's roll the tape. And I want you to notice how organised Adelaide are around the footy. So first minute of the game, ball's on the ground. They win it through Murphy. Laird's a great player. The method to go back, to give yourself time and space. Ball comes back into Chase Jones. He's going to handball it, and he would have last year, but he goes, no, I'm going to go inside and find a kick which opens up the whole play. Ball on the ground. Fremantle have got the ball. Sloan wins it. McHenry gets involved. Time and space to make a good decision under pressure. Nothing fancy about this, but Keys wins a ball on the ground to Sloan. Then the handball back, time and space once again. We're going to see Schomburg here win a ground ball. Once again, the handball back to give time and space. And then some of this stuff, like Fremantle have got the footy. They actually win it. Adelaide's pressure is great to get it back. And then they're away. So they trust the teammate to win the ball inside. Once they win it, their spread and their ability to get outside is something I haven't seen from Adelaide. So you're right, TJ. Adelaide are going to cause teams a lot of headaches this year. They're a very good football team.
What about Fremantle? Here's a team that we all thought was going places, but off the top of my head, in no particular order, they've played St Kilda, North Melbourne and West Coast.
No team that played in the 8 last year.
Yeah.
So their game plan at the moment, the way they move the ball, it was okay last year because they defended so well. Now they're not defending like they did last year, and it's a slow game plan. They can't move the football forward. It doesn't give their forwards an opportunity. They don't have a big forward line to start with, but it is so hard to play in that forward half of the ground for Fremantle.
They've just been left behind. You see the way teams are playing and how dynamic they're playing and how skillful and kicking it to forwards. I look at what Adelaide have done and bring in class. Like Dawson and Rankin has changed it, hasn't it?
Yep.
I think they need to scale the competition, Fremantle, and try and bring in... I know they've got some quality players in the midfield, but just keep trying to bring in high-end talent. And Longmuir's got to let them play, which I don't think he does well enough.
They won 16 matches last year. That's inclusive of a finals win. But that's a lot of matches to then be dishing up what they've dished up to this point. Interesting moment here for the match review office. Certainly in the eyes, I think, of Toby Green, who will be keen to see what they do with Jake Soligo here. You can see he kicked a very clever goal and was awarded a goal, but he just wanted to make sure the umpire was aware that it was off his boot. Now, again, you often have to start and finish these conversations. Don't put yourself in those situations where you do touch an umpire. Now, it's willing. I don't claim to know what they're going to do with it, but I know that Toby Green will be taking a pretty close eye on it.
Silly thing to do, wasn't it?
It's a silly thing to do, as it was with Toby Green. And he got 5 weeks for something different, but it was umpire contact.
I'd only give him a fine. Would you suspend him for that?
Look, I don't like it, Lloydie.
It wasn't a tap.
Yeah, I take the view that just do not make any form of contact. Then it's very clear that the moment you do, you do get suspended. They've had a crackdown on the bump, they've had a crackdown on the sling tackle, they've had a crackdown on intent to hurt last week at the match reviews into the tribunal. I would imagine they're going to crack down again on all forms of umpire contact.
Whilst I say it's not a tap, there was nothing aggressive about that. I mean, he's obviously caught in the moment. It was pretty exciting.
Yeah, it was.
But you're right. He's got to learn from it, and the only way to make him learn from it is to maybe give him a week.
Yeah, look, if I was in charge of it, I'd be giving him a week. Now, people might think that's too harsh for what we've seen historically, in recent times at least, but that's what I'd be doing.